Have you ever heard of the ghost lights of the Australian Outback? They're known by locals as the Min Min lights, a phenomenon that has puzzled and frightened people for generations. But hidden within the mysteries of these flickering, untouchable orbs lies a darker secret, one that whispers of vanishing travelers, missing townsfolk, and shadows that creep just beyond the campfire glow. Welcome to the Nightside Archive. Tonight we explore the spine-chilling tale of the vanishing lights of the Outback. These glowing orbs have been spotted bobbing over the horizon as far back as settlers can remember. But let's wind the clock back further still, to a time before the first colonizers arrived. Aboriginal stories speak of these lights as spirits of the dead, warnings to the living never to follow them. Wise elders recount tales of travelers lured into desolate plains, only to vanish without a trace. The Outback is vast and forbidding, an endless expanse of scrubland and desert, spiked with jagged formations of red sandstone. Temperatures fluctuate wildly. One moment, your lips are cracked and dry under the blazing sun. The next, you're clutching a thin blanket as frost kisses the earth. It's in these unforgiving lands of isolation and mirage that the Min Min lights are seen. The first mainstream account dates back to 1918 in the small settlement of Middleton. A stockman riding late at night through the heart of the Outback became transfixed by a flickering light in the distance. It hovered between ground level and the sky, greenish in hue, swaying as if alive. Thinking it was the light of a campsite, he rode toward it, only to find it retreating further into the night. He gave up after hours of pursuit, finally realizing he was miles away from familiar landmarks. When he found his way back to Middleton, he relayed his story to mixed reactions. Most shook their heads and warned him he'd narrowly escaped disappearing like others before him. As legend has it, another man who followed the lights from Middleton simply rode off in pursuit one day and was never seen again. But the story grows darker still. Strange events picked up pace through the mid-20th century. Min Min accounts became inseparable from tales of disappearances. A pattern was forming. Anyone who ventured too close to investigate the lights often vanished without a single clue left behind. In 1959, a young couple decided to break down in the middle of the night near the dusty town of Bulia, where travelers swear they can still call the lights by saying their name aloud. They aim to debunk the phenomenon with primitive photography equipment, a bulky camera, a flask of courage, and bated breath. Locals had warned, begged even, that they ought not to meddle. The couple dismissed such warnings as superstition. That night, the man and woman sat by their campfire, scanning the horizon for any sign of the famous Min Min lights. Sure enough, after hours of waiting, a faint blue-green glow flickered into view. It seemed curious, hesitant, not unlike a child who'd accidentally wandered too close to human company. The light hovered, unsure, before making a deliberate motion toward their vehicle. Heart-pounding, they launched their plan into action. The man grabbed the camera and focused on the orb while his partner jotted down observations. But as he clicked the shutter, the light split into two, then three. A trio of glows now surrounding their truck. Suddenly, according to local folklore, the woman screamed. The lights grew brighter and faster, circling the truck in a dizzying, chaotic swarm. And then, a deafening silence. No one saw or heard from the couple again. Their possessions remained untouched at their campsite when a search team arrived days later. The camera sat perched on a tripod, lens shattered, but film unexposed. Skeptics suggest natural explanations, luminous phenomenon caused by methane gas interacting with the air, bioluminescent insects, or even a trick of the eyes in the heat-prone desert regions. But locals reject such theories. Some claim the lights have no physical form to study. You can never quite catch them. Chasing leads you deeper and deeper into nothingness. A game of cat and mouse orchestrated by something too intelligent to be coincidence. The story of the Min Min lights took another strange turn in the 1990s, when researchers equipped with state-of-the-art surveillance equipment and GPS tracking declared they would find out what the lights truly were, or weren't. They recorded grainy footage of shimmering objects vanishing abruptly, sometimes leaving unnatural shadows. One researcher reportedly experienced vivid dreams for weeks after a close encounter with the lights. In them, he saw faces frozen in moments of terror and vast expanses of blackened, pitiless outback terrain. He retired from the project afterward, choosing to leave his work unpublished. The Min Min phenomenon isn't confined to a single location either. Similar sightings have cropped up in different corners of the Earth. South America's Los Faroles, American ghost lights, and Southeast Asia's wandering stars. Could they all stem from the same force? A force that drives lonely wanderers into isolation, into places where they are lost forever? Stranger stories lurk in the wake of these confounding lights. One account tells of a miner in the late 1800s who claimed to have unearthed a luminous stone beneath the Australian earth. Fascinated, he brought it back with him to town, where it shone eerily on his table by night. Within a week, both he and the stone were gone, along with the rudimentary mining records marking his discovery. A hauntingly consistent element ties these tales together. Follow the light, and you'll lose yourself. It draws you deeper into the labyrinthine vastness of the outback. Occasionally, someone will return, shaken but alive, ranting incoherently about visions of people, human-like, but not entirely so, who beckon them forward, whispering promises of safety. Others talk of time lapses, long hours seeming like fleeting moments, or vice versa. Perhaps one of the most recent cases comes from 2014. A video went viral on an Australian site, reportedly showing faint lights bobbing and weaving hundreds of feet above a remote part of Queensland's bushland. The video's origins remain unclear, and experts expressed skepticism about its authenticity. Yet to this day, locals maintain grassroots assemblies to study, or at least respect, what they believe are sentient beings guarding ancient secrets. Are the Min Min lights a vortex of lost spirits, as Aboriginal people insist? Or are they an elaborate natural occurrence amplified by fear and underexplored wilderness? No single answer satisfies, because like the lights themselves, the truth seems to recede further just when you think you're close. What we can say for certain is this: the Min Min lights are no ordinary flickers in the dark. So what would you do if you saw a flickering light on the horizon, far away from any towns or people, beckoning you into the wild? Let us know in the comments. But whatever your answer, remember to tread carefully, because here at the Nightside Archive, we know that not every mystery wants to be solved.